My name is Breanna Bonner. I'm a sophomore. My major is human rights and political science, and I'm currently a undergraduate research fellow with the Humanities Institute. My research topic is intersectional invisibility relating to Black women in social movements. So essentially, I'm wanting to understand, um, in looking at different social movements throughout history, why are Black women present, like in the causes that necessitate the creation of social movements, so like the violence, the racial discrimination or the gender-based discrimination, and they're often present in like the activist struggles and in trying to campaign for different policies and such, but they're often not present within the actual goals of social movements or within the policy that comes out of social movement advocacy. The point of my work is to draw attention in combination with other social movements at the time to just kind of point out that Black women are here, that we experience both gender-based violence and race-based violence in unique ways, and then also ways unique to our different identities. And just kind of advocating for a sense of placement in these movements. So part of my project, I'm planning on creating a social movement toolkit kind of to try and figure out if we have this call for intersectionality and if we want these future movements to be more intersectional, then in what ways can we make intersectionality include Black women and include Black queer women in future movements. So kind of using the past precedents to adjust and correct future movements. It was the year 2021. I think I was about 15 years old. I had read this news story that this 15-year-old girl named Micaiah Bryant had made a call to the police. She was in a foster home. She was having an argument with some roommates about housekeeping. And when she called the police, they came to the foster home that she was living at. They didn't ask any additional questions. They saw that she had like a kitchen knife or something, and they shot her and killed her. And I found through looking at that people refusing to advocate for her kind of led to there being no particular social movement. There was no like outcry, no political movement. And then that led to her police officers being let off because her death was deemed a justifiable threat. So this case kind of really set an example for me over the last couple of years of just what intersectional visibility is. So, like you have these Black women who are present in the violence of police brutality and gender-based violence, but then they don't get the same social movement outcries, and then they don't get the same sort of justice. I think that the creation of the term intersectionality was created by Kimberly Crenshaw, I think in the 1980s, 1990s, somewhere in there. But it was designed specifically to discuss the ways that Black women experience, specifically Black women, but it's also been used to discuss multiple different identities. But specifically the way that Black women are both Black and women at all times, because it's typically been seen as if you could choose to be Black or choose to be a woman at whatever time is convenient, and that's just simply not how it works for most of us. We all have different needs and different interests that needs to be advocated for. So working with the Humanities Institute has been incredibly helpful, not only in the sense of the funding that's provided and having the office, even though those two things are nice to have a place to be able to concretely do my work, and it's right outside of, it's in the library, but so I can just run downstairs, grab books. So I'm filled with resources, but then I also have personal mentors. We have bi-weekly meetings with the other undergraduate researchers, so we can kind of see how our research is like building across different disciplines. So we can have these conversations about philosophy and social movements, or Brent's working on a project that's placed more in the early 1900s. So it's nice to be able to kind of see how these projects are connecting even across different boundaries and across different parts of the world.